Hello folks, welcome to another video. This time I'm going to be demonstrating how to use the BASSZONE pin puller requested by Fishing with Vic. So I got this pin puller on eBay for about $17 with free shipping. It did take a couple of weeks to get here. The reason why I got it was because on my Daiwas Alphas reel there's a pin right on the shaft that's got a bearing on there, and I didn't want to use pliers to get that pin out and bend it out. The pin puller has two parts. It's got the base that rests on top of the spool, and you've got this other tool right here that's got two ends. Once the pusher, well, it's actually two pusher ends. One removes the pin all the way through the shaft, and then the other one pushes the pin back into the spool. First step is I'm going to protect the spool, the side of the spool, so I don't nick it, I don't scratch it, no damage to it. So I'm going to use masking tape, and I'm going to put it right on the side of this spool. Now that you've got the side protected with masking tape, we're going to put the base of the pin puller right on top, just like so. It's got one end where the pin will come out of, and you've got the end where you put the pin puller through. So using this tip right here, we're going to push out that pin first. So just put it right into that hole and then start turning clockwise until the spool shaft is on this side, and you just keep slowly turning the tool, and you just go all the way through your spool shaft until that pin is completely out. So now that you're all the way through and it's pushed out the pin, you can now pop out that pin and slide it out. And what I normally do is I get a rag just like this, so I can it won't roll off the table. But now we're just going to go the opposite way, counterclockwise. Just like that. Then now we just remove this protective tape. Now save this tape because we're going to need it again later when we have to put the pin back. That way you don't have to waste more tape. You've already got one that fits the side of the spool, and you just slowly pull it out just like so, put on the side, and now your bearing, your spool bearing, is now exposed. So you just pull it out, and there you go. So here's the pin. So here's the pin, the bearing, and the spool. And you didn't have to use any kind of pliers to bend out that pin right there, because that'll be difficult to replace on some models of reels. So, alright, well, there you go. That's how you use that BASSZONE pin puller. But now let's put it all back together. So let's put that pin down for a second here. Put your bearing back in. If you're upgrading it, you can put your new bearings on. Then now we're going to go back and put that protective tape right over that side of that spool, just like so. And now, instead of using the pin pusher tip, we're going to go use the opposite end now when we're going to be pushing the pin back into the shaft. So go ahead and get that end in there, and then put your pin inside one of the ends of your spool, like so. So kind of get it started. Let's go ahead and put part of that pin inside the hole of your spool shaft, and then go back over with the BASSZONE pin puller and start turning. Now this part right here, you don't want to go all the way through like you did the other one. We're not pushing the pin out or pushing it back in to secure the bearing. So just a couple of turns and then check it again. So we're not quite at the center. The pin's not quite centered yet, so we're going to go back maybe just another half a turn. And now we're centered on that pin on the back on that spool. So let me remove the tape. Now you can remove the tape. We no longer need it. And there it is. And that's how you use the BASSZONE pin puller on your spool.